Good morning, Vietnam. We are in the building officially right now. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the morning, where you give you all the entertainment, the news, and everything else you want to know in your life. Quick check-in. Miss Tony, Rockstone Triz. Well, let's start with Rockstone Triz because we had to put an APB out from you yesterday because we couldn't find you. How are you doing? Have you recovered?
But I tell you, I feel much better than I woke up yesterday. But yeah, man, I'm good, much better. Had to recover after a long weekend of busting my back.
Busting your ass.
Bust your tailbone out.
You know, so shout out to everybody that came out on Sunday on Father's Day. First off, shout out to the fathers. Then shout outs to B Soca for putting on the second annual family jamboree, which was a nice, lovely affair, man. Really had a nice time. And then Sunday night, I ended the evening at Fort Hill Bar and Grill.
I don't know how your mother has that much energy to do all of that.
Yo, she's a beast.
It is crazy
when
to
are
me.
you making the money?
She did all of the catering at the jamboree, then still had time and energy to go to her event, a Sunday night event, every Sunday at Fort Hill Bar and Grill. It's Bar and Grill. They have a grill there?
Yeah, they have food there.
They serve food? They make food there?
Is it?
Right there, fresh, brand new. Come
Really?
and get your plate. Yeah, absolutely. People come there for the food all the time.
I did not know that.
I thought they only did catering and stuff like that.
No.
I didn't know that they cook food
They
on
have a whole
the
menu. You can come
They got a
down
whole
there.
menu?
They have a menu.
And then what I really like is that they treat their groups pretty well. You come there, if you come there with a group, you get a thing of like 8 beers, and then you get another plate full of fries and chicharrones and
Really?
fried chicken and all kind of stuff.
Boy, shut up. I didn't know I'd be going there Saturday night and have my little dinner. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah, coming nice up each and every Sunday, man. Coming nice up inside of Fort Hill Bar and Grill. And what the best thing about it, really, really and truly, the best thing about Sunday night in there is the music. It's a dancing place.
Who played this Sunday?
The shout outs to 66. My boy came and played. Shout out
666.
66.
Oh, I was about to say I'm not going to no party.
His name's supposed to be 66 because that's supposed to be his size, but he really 6'2".
Oh.
So I call him 4x4.
That's so funny because somebody called Noah, told Noah he was 2'2" last week.
So I call him 4x4. Shout out to Yobi and Father John, everybody who's out there.
I love Father John.
Yeah, man. We had a good time.
Nice. Oh, that's good. That sounds like a nice up Sunday. See what I did there?
I see. So good.
So what about yourself, Miss Tony? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Yesterday was cool. We were here in the studio with the kids from Fenway. They're wrapping up for the week, for the year. So their last little bit of things that they have to do is right here at the station. And they came in, they did their thing. We hung out with them for a little while. Then I went home and I didn't realize how hard I crashed yesterday until I woke up at 6. And I was like, what happened with me? I didn't sleep the night before and slept yesterday. It was crazy. And so that was that. And then that was my evening. Walked over, got some pizza because, I love how all the pizza places do pizza specials on Mondays.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah, so the one by my house is $9. It's $1 less than where we be going.
Really? And a soda?
No. It's a whole pizza for $9.
Oh, really?
Yes.
A large?
A large cheese pizza for $9.
Wow.
We went over, got our pizza, and then came back home and relaxed. Noah and I started watching Bernie Mac's show last night. He thinks it's hilarious. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, look, we got something we can watch together. So that, and then that was it. I finished Fubar yesterday, season 2.
How is it? It's a little slow for me.
It's very slow.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I just let it play in the background the whole entire season.
Yeah.
But I finished it. I really liked the first season.
Yeah.
And I was into it, but this one not so much. Now I'm looking for something to look at.
It's with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. The first season was good, but the second season,
could be better.
Yeah. So I'm looking for other things to watch. I'm in a Netflix binge watching group. So
Have you watched
I've seen
Baddies?
some suggestions.
I watched Baddies.
No, because I don't have that. What do
You
you have
know-
to buy the Zeus network?
Yeah, you gotta buy the Zeus.
Yeah,
Network.
and I don't do that. And then I don't know how to work Firecraft. What you call it?
The Fire Stick.
Fire stick.
Yeah. So I don't really bother, too much. But yeah, that was cool.
You gotta
So that-
find a friend that got it so you can go over their house and watch it with.
See, I only watch it
How's that
when
gonna
I'm
go over?
getting my nails done
Mm-hmm.
because that is my guilty pleasure. I'll be like, ooh, put on baddies, put on something. And
Oh, 'cause she has it?
No, we just watch it on her phone while she's there.
Uh-huh.
I guess she watches it while she's with her clients. It's very, very entertaining. Like you don't even know that you're sitting there because you are inside of these
That
people's
is a way to get your
lives.
clients in your chair.
Yeah,
That
man.
is, yeah.
I can't wait to go back so I can watch it. Like that's why I be like, ooh, every 3 weeks, girl.
I hate watching it, but it's such a guilty pleasure. I
Yeah.
hate that I watch it.
No, I fully understand that. That's how I feel too. I be watching it and I be like, ooh, damn.
Like, yeah, these girls are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cooked
they're
cabbage.
they're a little messy on there. I hear. I've never seen one episode of Baddies, to be honest.
You gotta watch at least once.
I did, however, see. The other thing that I ever see is whatever clips they play on like IG and stuff. But I've never
Yeah.
sat and watched a full episode. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna check it out.
Just check it on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah,
See one of
check
them.
it out.
It is very disturbing,
Yeah.
but it is fun.
I'm scared to go out though because if I go out and I see any girls that look like any of them, I'm out.
But like, do you think that because of the rise of baddies and the ridiculousness of it all, that girls have calmed down in their foolishness, or do you think that has
No.
Like,
ramped
does that
up some
happen
women?
outside?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
in
what I'm
regular
saying.
life? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, things like that happen in real life outside?
I think it's put a battery pack in some females.
Probably the young girls that are
Yeah.
influenced because I think that older girls, like we've even turned off like the love and hip hops because
Yeah.
they're all pretty much our age now and still acting crazy, and it's just not cute.
Yeah.
But for the younger girls, if you got a full head of hair and if you know your face is supple and elasticy and then you can bounce back quickly, if you have to fight, I guess that is what you have to do. Yes, brain rot. Absolutely.
Yeah.
brain rot.
Ooh, Chris said he got a cable connect for us. Let us know if y'all need it.
A cable connect.
What
much
that
that
mean?
cost?
They still got those?
How
that work?
What is the cable connect? Hey, how much that cost? Because, I would be interested in having more channels.
Yeah, to watch because after a little while, Netflix and Amazon Prime get dry.
They sure do. And then you know what other show I'm trying to get into and I can't is Jack Ryan season
yeah.
2. I can't.
That's another one that I just have to sit down and watch in the background.
Yeah, and I heard that it's really good, but I can't get into it. Anyhow, that's the things that I have to say. How are you feeling, Saucy? Yesterday you were a little. You're a trooper too.
Yeah, she is.
You
You
talk
know,
about
you
how you say how you don't know how Auntie Eunice gets
You be going
Gotti
too.
gets the energy from, but you be doing a lot too.
Because if I don't, then we can't pay the rent. So, that's it. There's no motivation or inspiration
Well,
or
that's a
anything.
motivation
man. That
right
is
there.
it.
That is a
it.
motivation.
I was thinking about that today. Like, damn, I work just to pay the damn rent. And I remember when we was at the other place, and right now we was at the other place. Boy, we would be in full uniforms with polos and hoodies and fleece and bathing suits and stuff. We would have it all. We would have it all. Now we just sitting here struggling. But I don't feel better, but I am we outside. We outside.
Are you feeling better?
No.
Was the question?
No, I'm not at
Oh,
all.
oh, okay.
Like not at all. I'm sweating right now still in silence and my voice hurts and my nose won't stop running.
Oh, Lord.
And I need a nap. But whatever. Let's go.
Yeah.
We outside. We got an interview today. We got Fenway kids coming back here. It's a full day. It is a full day and we got to get through it and then we rest later. Sat down later. With that said, let's get this show on the road. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the morning.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
You are enjoying the miracle of radio.
Radio. New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio.
Spark FM. You are now listening to Spark FM. The all-new Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
People be charging a lot for events, boy. God damn. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? We are back, Saucy and Friends in the morning. Today is June 17th, which actually happens to be 617 Day. I don't think people realize that. And I wonder why we don't do more for 617 Day here in Boston. Next year.
I want to go to that new District 7. We should try that.
Or the little cafe.
The little new thing that they opened. Yeah, that looks really nice.
It's right next door to them.
Is it a cafe with food?
Yeah. She said there's like little, Tashad was telling us that it has like pastries and little sandwiches and stuff like that.
Oh.
I know we're supposed to start the show, but this brings me to my next point. I am a little disturbed by the lack of, little coffee shop-like places here in Boston. Especially here on this big Blue Hill Ave. You can't really go into somewhere or, like I can't think of anything like a Cafe Nero or, the Citizens Bank little cafe or something like that.
Capital One Cafe.
Yeah, something like that people could go and sit down. I know we have a couple of juice places. I got into a slight debate about that. I like juice. I'm never going to drink my vegetables in a juice. It's too thick. I'm not going to do it. But like, how come the juice spots don't sell like hot beverages like coffee and tea?
They're healthy.
And but teas can be very healthy if you steep it and you do it the right way. Tony has a whole girl who has a whole business off of tea. I know another girl called Tea Spa. She is in Boston somewhere too, but like a place where you can just go and sit down and have a bagel or a muffin and just sit down. I know there's one in
get some caffeine.
Ripley Cafe in Ashmont. Then there's the one that
are these black-owned places, or you're just talking about places in general?
Just in general. I would love them to be black-owned.
There's a little one in Fields Corner on the corner. Right on the corner by where what is that, Irie now?
Oh, yeah.
So right on that corner.
That corner? Yeah. Something like that. There's the other one that Mo Filla had her podcast live. Did you go to that one? It's in Jamaica Plain, and it's called like the Revent Spot or something like that.
I think there's a few little coffee like places.
But on Blue Hill Ave, is there one? No. There's juice bars on Blue Hill Ave, but I don't think there's any like little coffee places that are, or a little tea, a little cafe, a little something like that.
J Pizzle Kitchen?
No. J Pizzle Kitchen.
That's a Jamaica place. That's a breakfast place.
Restaurant.
Oh yeah, that's a whole place.
Yeah. It would be nice, little mocha lounge or something like that.
That's
something cute.
Homestead Cafe. Malika said Homestead Cafe.
Homestead, where's that one?
That's the one in Fields Corner.
Oh yeah. Like I want something like that in here.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do it up here. Let's do it. Daytime. There's a cafe.
Yeah, but then you ever see those videos of people making the cappuccinos or the mocha lattes or whatever, and they make it and then they put the thing on and they sprinkle the thing and then they take it off and it's a mess and they mess it up. That would be me all the time. Like, like this, I can't make no mocha latte.
Macchiato with a shot of paparazzo. I don't know, but that might happen. I might do it right here.
Do you want tea with cream or without cream? That's all we got.
You want hot chocolate with the marshmallows or without?
That's it.
How many?
That's it.
All right. Today is June 17th, 617 Day. And today's weather is currently 66 degrees. It's going to reach a high of 74. And then we're going to plummet down to the ground at about 59 degrees later. Not too crazy,
Plummet down to the ground.
Today is a 45% chance of rain. And then the next 2 days, we have chances of rain as well. But starting Thursday, we're going to hit a little heat debacle at 89 degrees. Friday is going to be 83. And Saturday, for the first time in 13 weeks at this point, Saturday's not going to rain. It's going to be 86 degrees and not raining.
Oh, and that's good. Saturday is Juneteenth in the park.
Oh, yes, that is great. And then what is the 19th?
The 19th is Thursday.
Thursday, we are at the Freedom Cookout by the, why I want to call it Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, I know. Off Dudley Street.
Yes.
Okay.
Sarah Jessica Park. What is it called?
Baker, maybe.
Oh, third annual Juneteenth Freedom Cookout. It's going to be at the 33 Shirley Street in Roxbury.
What's the name of the place?
The name of the place is Shirley Eustace House.
No Baker.
Nope.
Nope, Shirley
Nope.
Eustace.
Shirley Eustace House. And this is going to be a really great event.
Oh,
so
that's the house right there by y'all.
Yep, right around the corner by us. That's on the 19th. So make sure you guys are there. It is free. I think there's got all kinds of fun things. It's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday. So much
Thursday's
fun.
gonna be pretty hot too.
Yep, it's going to be 86, 84, third Thursday. So we're going to have a beautiful day. But it's supposed to rain at 50%. Oh, it's 89 degrees. I'm sorry. 89 degrees.
So, none of that sounds nice.
No, it doesn't.
It sounds
doesn't.
nice to me. I like it.
No,
I like it.
so cold.
I feel like it's been just wet and cold.
Daryl, I am Danielle. Another L and a
Yeah,
E.
he was talking to Daniel above
Oh, yes. Because I was like, that's how you spell Daniel. And I'm Danielle. Yeah, I support that too, Daniel. Spark Cafe. We're going to do that every Thursday.
him. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Starting in August.
Yeah.
What's we gonna do?
Push it
we
out.
was gonna do something for the women. We was gonna do blunts and something. I don't know. Y'all remember?
Oh.
I forgot what it's called.
Blush and blunts.
Yeah, something to do it.
Blunts and beauty and
High tea.
High
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
don't y'all take that. Malika, we need to talk to you.
Yeah. Malika.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Now we're back in. It is time for the news. Today we have a great interview. We have Giovanni. He'll be talking about his new film, Rocks, and that was been entered into the Roxbury Film Festival. It's called Escaping the Stigma, and we'll find all about that
Yeah,
later
it's
on.
very
today.
on time because it's about Black men mental health, and this is Black Men's Health Month.
Good.
So it's going to be a very interesting, good thing to talk about. And today is Wellness Wednesday. Nope, it's not. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. It's where's Mike Nice?
I don't know.
Mike Nice, get it together.
Get it? Oh,
Look, we can't even know what today is. Wow.
We don't even know.
We can't even go on with the show because Mike Nice ain't here. You know, good help is hard to find.
It is.
Let's get into the roundaway news. Miss Tony, what you got for us?
What do I got for y'all? All right, Josh Klaff claims White Stadium costs have skyrocketed.
Oh, I saw this yesterday.
And
It's
Wu
going crazy.
refutes his numbers. This race is getting a little, it's spicy.
Very spicy.
Spicy. Boston mayoral candidate Josh Kraft again blasted Mayor Michelle Wu's handling of the White Stadium renovation project on Monday, saying costs have spiraled, but he didn't provide on-the-record evidence to back up his claim. Speaking in front of the Franklin Park Stadium's crumbling facade, Kraft said the city is now on the block for $172 million to cover its portion of the rebuild. That's far higher than the $91 million Wu's office estimated in December, or the $50 million price tag announced when the Boston Planning and Development Agency approved permits for the plan in July of 2024. Boston Legacy FC, a new professional women's soccer league expansion team, will pay the other half of construction in return for reserved field time and other concessions. Kraft declined to offer details about his claim, which he told reporters came from folks on the inside of City Hall, but I think you should talk to the city. Mayor Wu addressed the issue with reporters Monday night at a separate event. Not sure where those numbers are coming from, she said. I would love to see where he's getting those. A spokesperson for the city did not confirm Kraft's figure or provide an updated project cost estimate, but the city did provide a document that appears to show the cost still stands at $90.1 million.
So,
Where do you think he got those numbers from? Because that's more than, that's like almost triple.
147? What is it?
172. So that's double. That's
So
double.
yesterday, our good friend Diane Wilkerson actually posted something about that too. That, you know, that the numbers are getting a little bit inflated for this part. I guess what my question is, is this a public soccer facility that is used mostly by Boston public schools, or is it actually a privately owned facility that we will have access to, but it's not ours?
So it's privately owned that we will have access to. They said during the school year, when they're out of when the soccer team is out of season, that we will have full access to it.
We will have full
access to it.
Okay, because this thing says the other half will come from the people who are paying the other half of construction in return for reserved full time and other concessions. So yeah, so
Okay.
that aligns.
So
with
I want to know, and I know White Stadium. My biggest thing about White Stadium is the traffic situation. I am completely for the beautification of White Stadium. I don't really care how much it cost. I won't ever be able to whatever, but I do think that White Stadium is been long overdue for an overhaul and for it to be something of worth inside of our community. That's where I stand. How much it costs, I don't know. Those numbers sound really, really big.
Yeah.
But what is the confusion about whether it's for us or not for us? That's my problem. What is the confusion there? And why are people against it besides the traffic?
So NAACP held a meeting Monday night. Where did I just see that? On Monday, the NAACP Boston branch issued a press release calling for an immediate halt to the project. We have serious concerns, the group wrote in a statement, about the proposal to redevelop White Stadium into an 11,000-seat venue that's leased to a private for-profit entity. City officials in December estimated the entire development cost would cost $200 million. That would be split between the City of Boston and the National Women's Soccer League's Boston Legacy team, which would use the stadium for games and practice up to 40 days a year. But if the city shares the cost of burden if the city's share of the cost burden has drastically risen, as Kraft alleged, the total cost is likely much higher now. Wu has said the city will go Dutch regardless. We are going to pay for our half of the stadium no matter what it costs, she said. And Josh Kraft said to her, "You need to stop hiding the ball and tell the taxpayers what the actual cost is going to be. This is a catastrophic failure of city management."
I don't know if it's catastrophic. Y'all remember how much the Big Dig was supposed to cost? Y'all remember how much it ended up costing?
But the Big Dig was for the
duration of
the city
century
of Boston,
Yeah.
the entire city of Boston, and not just the city of Boston, but it affected all city of Boston and surrounding areas. This is literally affecting just this one neighborhood, and then it's going to affect the budget of other things that need to be built, I think, in the city of Boston, and it's too much. I don't agree with that statement. We're going to pay our half no matter what it costs.
There should be a budget.
There should be a budget. There
and
is
we
a
should
limit.
stick to our budget.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. That statement doesn't sit right with me.
Well, goddamn. The Big Dig project in Boston ultimately cost over $22 billion, including interest and inflation adjustments. This makes it the most expensive highway project in U.S. history, significantly exceeding its initial budget, initially estimated to cost around It went from $2.8 billion to $22 billion.
11 times what it was supposed to cost. In billions.
In billions.
And then also, what were the significant changes in the Big Dig? Can you
We don't see no more green highway.
The delay.
But the Tobin Bridge is still green?
Was the Big Dig a success or failure? Boston's Big Dig project, the most expensive road project in American history, is officially bankrupt. A federal audit has concluded that Boston's Central Artery Third Harbor Tunnel, called the Big Dig project, should be viewed as a bankrupt, and the project's managers should be replaced.
And when was that?
This was written in June 10th of 2025.
Oh, yesterday. Last week.
Wow.
Last week.
Wow.
They still were still working on parts of the Big Dig?
No,
It was from 1991 and finished in 2006, 8 years behind schedule. My God.
What was it?
It was breaking it down and putting it under the thing. The Tobin is now they're working on the Tobin. Remember?
But I'm saying you spent $22 billion and didn't even fix the Tobin? That's crazy. Why wasn't that included in that 11 times priced, which is still Boston? Charlestown is part of Boston.
So if we're thinking like I'm angry
Milton
now.
is not a part of Boston.
I'm angry that you guys brought that up because now with that whole Josh Kraft statement, too, like if we go in Dutch, are we still going Dutch forever? Like when do we stop going Dutch?
Yeah.
At what? So if they come back and be like, oh no, we underestimated the contractors, bidded for this and they underestimated the cost, and now it's gonna cost us $200 million. Are we still Dutching this, or are we? What's happening?
Oh, so Kraft and other Woo critics have said that they want to see a smaller, more modest renovation of White Stadium that cuts out current plans for a restaurant and beer garden. The Emerald Necklace Conservancy in January released its own renovation plan that would cost just $28.9 million. Woo's team have called the alternate plan a work of fiction. Why? Why not? Why that?
But I don't mind a little restaurant, a little beer garden.
Why? How often are you gonna go there?
If it's a cafe,
that's
I'm
around the
going
way,
there.
I'll go there quite often. Because right now I don't have an option. Go there from Mattapan. That's 5 minutes down the road.
Why can't we just have a concession counter like you do at
Exactly.
at
the
TD Garden?
Bank North Garden in Fenway Park.
Yeah.
I don't mind those, but I can't go sit down over there.
Yeah,
You
but
can
you
just
can't
put
sit
some-
down here either unless you go into a game. You're not gonna go just to go
they
to
can
the
fix
place.
they can fix it up
It's
where the
inside.
concession-
It's inside of the thing. It's not like you can go just to go to
yeah,
that.
they can do that if they do the concession and put some seats and stuff like that, or some nice chairs and a little lounge.
Right.
Let me go call them and tell them to put a little pause on it. Let me just take a look at these plans.
Because I agree.
And see
I
what's
think that
going on.
I think we all agree that White Stadium definitely needs to be renovated and
100%.
be more useful.
Yeah.
We all agree with that, and that's fine. Why can't you do this? 28.9 million sounds great.
50 million sounds great to me.
Yeah, I mean, and with 50 million, you should be able to do a little.
Yeah. So if we set the
restaurant.
budget at the 28 million,
Yeah.
where they put,
Yeah.
and then we have an extra whatever that sum is, 50 minus 28.
22.
Yep. And we use the rest of the 22 to, put some dubs on it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I might have changed my mind just now.
Why? Because you were for the White Stadium?
I was for the
thing?
beautification of it,
Oh,
and
yes.
even if it went up to 100 million, because I'm thinking about longer term, what that would
if it
look
went up to
like.
100 million, meaning that our half would only be 50
50,
million. Okay,
yeah.
Yes.
But right now we're at 100 million as it stands.
Our half being 100 million.
Our half being 100 million. Even if we went to 75, that's
Yeah.
$150 million.
Yeah.
That we can do something with. I don't know. It looks beautiful right here. That is beautiful. How much that costs? That's crazy. I don't know.
Oh, because that's what Josh Kraft is saying, that the city's half is now 172, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I think that we should have stopped at 100 million. I think
Yeah.
people could have gotten over it.
Yeah.
But if we keep on, we already doubled it from what we were supposed to be.
Yeah, because right now they said that we are officially at 90.1.
Yeah, I leave it there. That's our budget. Anything else that needs to be done, it won't be done. If we have to not make a restaurant, we just have to not make a restaurant.
Yeah.
You can't park over there anyways to go at the effing restaurant.
Sell some chips. You don't need no burger.
I'm hot dogs. Anyways, let's move on.
No, I mean, well, yeah. Sell burgers or hot dogs. We don't need no damn steak frites.
We do.
No, we don't.
If I go to a game, I want a little steak frite and a pastelito. That's not what we're gonna have anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's not.
Yeah, I feel you. We could get burgers, hot dogs, and beer.
Yeah. A man convicted of killing 10-year-old in Cambridge boy in 1997 reportedly seeks delay in parole hearing. Do you remember what case this is?
No.
Look at the guy's picture.
Yes, I remember him.
Jeffrey Curley.
Jeffrey Curley.
Yeah, the little baby Jeffrey Curley.
What's that? I don't know that.
So Charles
That's the one they
Jens-
put in the bucket.
They put in the
storage
in the storage container.
That's why all the storage containers has a little kid on it that
Yep.
says "Don't put children in the storage container." Now
You don't remember that story? What? Charles James, the man convicted in the 1997 Cambridge abduction and murder of 10-year-old Jeffrey Curley, has a parole hearing scheduled for next Tuesday. But Jeff's father, Bob Curley, says the hearing is not going to happen because James is asking to postpone it. It's always something with this guy. We've been battling with him for years now, Curley said. Charles Janes was convicted of second-degree murder for Jeff Curley's death. Charles Janes, he admitted to it, I guess. That's something. Sorry. The facts of the case were so horrific it brought Massachusetts to within one vote of restoring the death penalty. Charles Janes was scheduled to go before the state parole board next Tuesday for the second time, but in the 11th hour, Curley says Janes has asked to have the hearing delayed and rescheduled. Bob Curley is furious. He hasn't asked for a date yet. He just postponed it. Now he gets to play his little games and keeps everyone on edge for however long he wants. He's pulling on the strings, Curley said. Earlier this month, Bob Curley remembered his son on what would have been his 38th birthday. Wow. Bob Curley says he's doing his best to control his anger as he keeps seeking justice for his son. The best advice I had a long time ago was, it's bad enough Janes killed Jeffrey. Don't let him kill you. Don't let him break your spirit. Keep moving forward. Keep fighting and moving forward, Bob Curley said. As of Monday night, the Mass State Parole Board's website still listed Charles Janes' parole hearing for Tuesday, June 24th. Bob Curley says whenever the parole hearing is actually held, he and his family will be at the hearing fighting against the release of Charles Janes. Yeah, and I agree with that. But why do you think that he's angry that the guy is postponing it?
Maybe because they probably want to just get over it.
Get it over with?
Yeah, like I don't want to be sitting here. Like if we have a date scheduled, I don't want you to postpone this so that we have to come back and do this again.
Yeah.
Go to your date, get your answer, so that we all can move on. But postponing it for what? Where you got to go?
Right. Well, I mean, because I'm thinking that postponing just means that he's staying in jail. Like there's no chance of him coming out.
Which is stupid because what are you postponing it for? Either you get to your hearing and they say yes you can get out and you get out, or they say no you can't get out and you stay there and you could postpone for however you want to. I don't think that he should, like, that was a horrible murder. And some people just need to not. That's no retribution for that.
I clicked on the other story that was there. So they said this is an article from June of 2020, and I guess at that parole board meeting that time, he admitted that he had killed him. He said, "I'm not here to ask the board for parole. At that time, I'm here to take responsibility for the murder of Jeffrey Curley. I am guilty of that murder. Wow. I murdered Jeffrey Curley." He said that back in June of 2020. He finally admitted. Wow. And that was from 1997. Wow. Oh, so maybe that's why he's don't keep delaying it. He's like, I did it. Yeah. A Boston man, age 69, dies in a Massachusetts crash. Damn.
What?
Look at that car. A man died in a crash in Attleboro, Massachusetts on Monday. Massachusetts state troopers responded to a call regarding a single car crash on Interstate 95. When police arrived, a gray Toyota Corolla was found rolled over on its side in the woods where it had hit a tree. The driver, James Hobbs, 69, of Dorchester, was taken to Sturdy Memorial Hospital with serious injuries where he later died. According to the Attleboro Fire Department, extrication tools were used to free the victim from the crash, and the crash is currently still under investigation. That was a Corolla?
That looks crazy.
That looks crazy.
That look like some Final Destination right there.
Yeah, man. That don't look for real. That looks crazy.
Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah.
Say it again. What happened?
It rolled off the highway and crashed into the tree.
Wow.
That's awful. That is awful. Ugh, that's awful.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had to use the jaws of life to get him out, but that was a Corolla. It looks like a pickup truck, don't it?
Don't it? Does.
That's crazy. They do got Corona trucks, SUVs.
Oh, they do have Corolla SUVs. You're right. Okay. Community leaders gather in Chelsea to call for ICE raids to stop. People in Chelsea, Massachusetts are expressing fear after weeks of raids by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Affected families and elected officials spoke out against the Trump administration's immigration response on Monday night in Massachusetts. In Chelsea, concerned neighbors packed into La Colaborativa after weeks of raids by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in their community. One woman in attendance Monday was Mayra Balderas, the stepmother of Giovanni de la Cruz, who was detained by ICE just days after graduating from Chelsea High School. "I'm going to be the person who's going to fight for every single person that's going through this because some people are scared to talk," she said.
I have some more from that clip.
Yeah.
And about, here we go. Here goes the clip.
Elected officials amplified the need for targeted community.
One second.
Hold on.
Communities to know their rights, and families are searching for answers after their loved ones remain in ICE custody. Our NBC 10's Jericho Tran joining us from Chelsea, where there was a town hall tonight. Jericho, what did you hear from those concerned residents? Well, Priscilla, we've been telling these stories for weeks, right? The fathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers who've been taken off the streets and are currently in ICE detention. Here's the thing. There's a lot of stories that we don't tell you, and a lot of the reason is because families are too afraid to come forward, but they still have to sift through the legal system on their own. And those were a lot of the neighbors that I spoke with tonight and that filled this room. I spoke to them off camera, but they tell me they're very concerned.
There are not mass deportations happening. There are mass kidnappings happening.
Ears remained opened as hands came together inside La Colaborativa, where concerned neighbors packed tight into the room following weeks of ICE raids in their community.
Some people are scared to talk. Some people doesn't want to talk.
Myra Balderas, the stepmother of Chelsea High graduate Giovanni de la Cruz, sat in the crowd, eager to learn what could be done to return her son.
He has a work permit and he has a license. Why this is happening?
ICE agents took both 20-year-old de la Cruz along with 19-year-old Belisario Vasquez, a current student at Chelsea High, into custody last week.
The reason why I'm in Chelsea is because so many families have been directly impacted. There are some high-profile cases that you're aware of, but many more that you are not. And so outside of prying eyes and cameras, I will be spending time with those families, and that will directly inform my strategy.
With both families working to secure their freedom from ICE detention centers, stories of the poor conditions inside these facilities from former detainees like Milton High School student Marcelo Gomes de Silva prompted backlash from ICE.
Guards didn't give us any medicine.
Not
They didn't take care of us.
Milford.
They said, we can't do anything for you. Sorry, we don't give medicine here. A lot of people in there were sick. A lot of people didn't feel good.
ICE fired back, accusing Gomes de Silva of peddling, quote, blatant lies, and that Congressman Seth Moulton, who visited the facility shortly after, had no immediate concerns.
I think it's bullshit, and I've said so. I think that Marcelo lived that experience, and from everything I've heard, he's been honest, and when I went and inspected the facility, it completely aligned with Marcelo's description.
Oh, I thought he was.
I thought it was the ICE person.
No, I thought he was saying that he did that. It wasn't true or something like that.
Yeah, me too. But I thought he was the ICE person saying that what Marcelo said wasn't true. But yeah,
I was upset about that. So let me ask. You guys are smarter than most MAGA. When they're like, "Oh, we got to get these violent criminals and whatever," arresting somebody after they walk their graduation walk to receive their diplomas. When they see that, you guys are seeing
red
that
flag.
they should be confiscated and deported. Like what is it that you are seeing?
I'm like, how do the ICE after you do some craziness like that, how do you sleep at night?
It's gotta be like I'm like the KKK.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like that. There's no feelings or anything. I tell you, I'm on Threads, and Threads is trash. And just the way that people are, like the people are like, if you came here illegal, then you are breaking the law and you should go back to where you came from. A child, a 17-year-old getting his diploma is somebody that you're okay with just being confiscated and sent back to some way that they don't know where.
Yeah, they don't care. These are heartless people. You know who they are? They're the red dogs from BMF.
Oh, yep.
I haven't watched
just
one
going
episode
in
of that
and messing
show.
up everything and tearing up everything and bothering people.
Yeah, and
awful.
I can't wait till we resist and turn back. And
when are we gonna do it?
I don't know. I can't wait for it though.
Oh my gosh,
I'm ready to go.
Anyhow, community lead. Okay, so that deliberations continue in the Karen Reed case. Karen Reed out there looking like she on the red carpet every morning, huh?
Yeah.
Karen Reed come through sassy and
I'm either going to jail or I'm getting out, but either way, I'm gonna look good.
Y'all gotta watch Ginny and Georgia. Oh God, y'all gotta watch Ginny and Georgia. Ginny and Georgia, like that. Watching that series last week, it literally related to like so many things that I had privy to in my life last week, huh?
Jenny and Georgia.
Ginny and Georgia on Ginny.
Jenny.
Ginny. Ginny.
Ginny. Okay.
Yes, like the Ginny in Georgia. Ginny, it's short for Virginia. So it's Ginny.
Okay.
Yeah. So that anyhow. Karen Reed, the deliberations continue. I thought that they would have came back with a verdict yesterday. The fact that they're deliberating, because they started on Friday, right? They got the instructions on Friday, so a whole day, and y'all.
But they said that the first day of deliberation was actually Monday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay, so they got the instructions on Monday, so it started Monday. So what do y'all think? Do you think it's a good thing that it's taking a long time to reach a verdict, or what do you think?
I never know.
Let's see what Eliza Krasinski says.
Yes.
Deliberations continue in Karen Reed's retrial. The panel couldn't reach a unanimous decision after their first full day with the case.
Judge Beverly Cannoni also vetoed the defense's request to change how jurors record their verdict. 7's Eliza Krasinski joins us live in Dedham. Jurors are set to resume deliberations this morning. Eliza.
Good morning. Well, yesterday was the first full day of jury deliberations, and a verdict has still not been reached. They've had the case for about 9 hours now, and they will be back at it again today. I want you to take a look here. Karen Reed supporters are already out here. There is one man here in the distance. This is the earliest I have seen her supporters here in the last few weeks. Yesterday, the day ended in cheers, but began with a defeat for the defense.
Karen Reed and her defense team leaving court to cheers after the jury declares no decision on the first full day of deliberations. Attorney Alan Jackson asking for a bit of quiet, instead urging her supporters to say "I love you" in sign language. Judge Beverly Cannoni starting the day by denying a defense motion. Reed's lawyers asked the judge to make changes to the slips the jurors will use to record their verdicts, asking for more boxes showing the choices for underlying and lesser counts. Reed saying she wants to avoid a repeat of her first trial, where her team says jurors were confused by the verdict slip and had agreed Reed was not guilty of 2 of the 3 charges, though they publicly declared themselves completely deadlocked.
I think what happened last year with the same verdict form explains that the jurors themselves found it confusing, and it said as much, so we just wanted to avoid that again.
Some of the biggest crowds of Reed supporters ever were gathered outside the courthouse, many of them wearing pink to show their support for Reed. As Reed waits to hear whether jurors find her guilty of hitting and killing her Boston police officer boyfriend. And Reed says she's feeling good.
I feel strong, and the jury will do the right thing.
What are you going to do now?
We chose them.
We chose them.
And the jury will be back here this morning at 9 a.m. for yet another day of jury deliberations.
I think somebody in our comments the other day mentioned something that the judge is in on this foolishness, and the judge
has been.
It's still Cannoni. I think that they should have changed the judge.
I absolutely agree with that. I don't know why Cannoni would. There has to be a rule saying that the same judge can't judge the case again. She's already. I mean, I guess in this kind of case, it's the jury and not the judge, but the judge controls how the jury
does things,
and
right? Especially with that
Yeah.
last part that she's saying, it's right. The reason why it went to a mistrial the last time is because the jury didn't understand exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you make extra effort into making sure that the jury is completely comfortable with whatever's happening?
Yeah.
You know, like we can make things in life a lot more easier, and we choose to allow people to stay confused, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree. So that, and then what else do we have? 311 community leaders got. Okay, we already have that. 311 complaints of the day. I thought this was pretty funny because these are always pretty funny. And this is from our good friend Adam. A perturbed resident files a 311 complaint about this guy who keeps double parking his stupid Acura SUV on Fulton Street in the North End with a stupid note he keeps posting on the vehicle. Black Acura SUV double parked for hours, blocking car in. He does this multiple times a week. Puts a sign that says "I'll be right back," and he never comes right back. So the guy filed a 311 complaint. He disappears for hours. Please come through and ticket. This is ridiculous. He needs to park in a spot like that every other resident unless his hazards are on and he's actively bringing things in and out from his car. Thanks. So
wow. He's upset about it.
Listen, you've got a 311.
Yeah.
You've got to take advantage of 311.
I love a 311.
Me too.
I love 311.
I've got things to 311 now. I gotta.
I be walking the neighborhood taking pictures, and now I gotta. Me too. I be collecting things for 311 and forget to post them. I should post them real time.
Yep. So that was the local news. We're gonna take a quick pause for the pause. Come back. We're gonna be speaking to Giovanni about his film, Escaping the Stigma.
Escaping
Yes,
the
sir.
stigma.
Spark FM Online. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Boston New Works Festival, taking place June 26th to June 29th at the Calderwood Pavilion and the Boston Center for the Arts. The Boston New Works Festival is a weekend-long festival of celebrating new original plays by local playwrights. 7 original plays, 5 different stages, and 1 wild weekend. Tickets are $25 per show. Pay what you wish. Tickets are available at the box office. Get your tickets now at BostonTheaterScene.com. That's June 26th to June 29th. The Boston New Works Festival. Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini, right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the #1 place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the Avenue.
Got a side hustle you want to turn into a real business? Thinking of expanding your brand or launching your next big idea? Then this is for you. It's Vibes and Ventures, a 3-part Caribbean business series designed to empower you, the entrepreneurs, creatives, and small business owners of our community. Join us at the Spark Media and Culture Center, 1195 Blue Hill Ave, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And yes, it's completely free. June 5th, getting your paperwork right. June 12th, brick and mortar and commercial acquisitions. June 26th, marketing and social media strategy. Meet some of Boston's most successful Caribbean entrepreneurs, get expert advice, and build the connections you need to take your hustle to the next level. This is your moment. Don't miss it. Vibes and Ventures, where business meets culture and community turns vision into legacy.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Looking for a meaningful way to engage with your community and make a difference? Volunteer with the Massachusetts Senior Medicare Patrol Program and help prevent Medicare fraud. Visit masmp.org. This project is supported by a grant from the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of harmony, joy, and powerful praise. It's the Foster Triplets in concert Friday, June 14th. 3 voices, 1 anointed sound.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Says she wanna take me away. Says she wanna take me away. Says she wanna show me the way.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at SparkFMOnline.com. Turn us up. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back in the building, and we have a very special guest with us this morning. We have Giovanni. He is a Roxbury Film Festival intertrain. What is it called? He entered his film into Roxbury. I want a good word for it though. Film entry featured star.
Yeah.
Giovanni escaping the stigma. I was trying to do it good for you, Giovanni, but I couldn't figure it out.
It's all good.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Welcome to Spark FM Online. We've heard a lot about your film, but we want you to tell us a little bit about escaping the stigma. Well, before we even go into escaping the stigma, tell us what a film festival is.
So this is my first official outside of school film festival, which is really nice. But basically a film festival is it's a place where filmmakers that have made movies that no one else has seen yet, it's their first place to really present it to the world.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So it's my first time actually showing
outside.
outside.
And it's
of
at
school.
the Roxbury Film Festival. Okay.
Yeah.
So how does a film festival work? Is it just how long is yours?
Mine is only 15 minutes.
Okay, so they're usually short films.
It depends.
Okay.
Yeah, so some feature-length films go through film festivals. So a lot of movies that we've actually seen gone through film festivals.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, so this being your first time in a film festival, congratulations.
Thank you.
In an outside film
Thank
festival.
you.
Tell us about the film, Escaping the Stigma. What's it about?
So it's basically a film that targets mental health and black men.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool. And especially for this month, right?
Yeah. So
Mental Health Month?
Huh?
Mental Health Month?
Yeah, and men's health month too.
Men's mental health month, yeah. So the idea is to try to tackle why we as men, we don't talk about our mental health. Why we choose to keep it in.
Yeah.
And so, when I was doing my research on it, I noticed that was a commonality amongst all men, especially black men. And so I was like, let me make a movie on that. Let's try to figure out why that is. And
So what's the movie actually like? Is there a story? What is it?
It's a documentary.
A documentary.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
I like it.
That's gold.
So
because you get a real life accounts of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long did it take you to do this?
Oh, a whole summer and some change.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh,
Okay.
so
you seem a lot younger.
You are. Yes.
You're like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how long have you been doing films?
Officially 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as a kid, were you into that?
No, I was always an artist.
Yeah.
I was always an artist. I like to draw. I like to paint when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was always into storytelling. I thought I was gonna be an author. To be
Oh.
honest with you, yeah.
Well,
So
film
I get
is
these
storytelling.
I mean, it's kind of the same.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'd get these random stories that come to my mind. I'm like, oh, I'm just start writing this down,
Yeah.
and then I'd always get drained halfway through.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Filmmaking is just
Not for me.
it's a better outlet than
So what
book writing.
made you decide to tackle this subject?
So it was an opportunity at school that came up. So basically,
And what school was that?
Bridgewater State University.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Bridgewater.
Shout out to Bridgewater, yeah. So the undergraduate research department came through and said, hey, we're doing this summer undergraduate research thing. If you want to be a part of it. And I was like, can I make a movie? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, all right, word. and so I took the opportunity. I was like, I'm going to make a movie. Let's see what happens from there. And then I just had no idea what it's going to work on. And there's one day I was walking down to the studio and I was like, let me make a documentary about mental health and see where that goes.
Yeah.
And that's where Escaping the Stigma came through.
And does some of the story have to do with your own personal experience?
Oof. I feel like it's hard to make a movie like that as a black man without reflecting in my own journey as well. And I think that I had to ask myself some questions as I was asking these men those questions too. And so it was more about the people that were, that allowed themselves to share, their own story. But yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of me in there somewhere.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest lesson you learned in creating this film and learning about, other black men and their mental health issues? What was some of the things that you learned?
Yeah, it's interesting because everyone has like their own unique story, but it always goes back to this core of like, you know, some people don't talk about what they're going through because of shame or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know, they're worried about what other people might think or whatever the case. You know, people have their reasons for not saying anything. But I learned that when I sat in front of them and I gave them the chance to talk and I allowed the space for them, you know, they shared.
Was it hard to get participants? Because what you're saying is that black men don't usually, you know, want to talk about their feelings or they have some stigmas against it.
Yeah.
Was it hard to actually find subjects to do the documentary on? Because that would be them exposing themselves to the fact that they need help or could do something with some help.
Interestingly enough, I did get a few no's and I did get a few I'm gonna withdraw from my yes.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I spoke to a few people. I was like, hey, listen, I'm making a movie. This is what it's about. This is what I'm trying to tackle. And, you know, the people that said yes, they were like, yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, I've gone through things and I'm willing to share. And even then, you know, there was at least one person that in the movie, he didn't want to go too far into his own stuff. And
Was there a commonality? What was there? Did you find something that was common within everybody for the most part? Was it black men being beacons and trying to provide and be so macho that this is one of the reasons why that, you know?
Yeah, so I'm thinking back to every interview, and I think there's a lot of like external pressure.
Yeah,
that's what I noticed with them. It's a lot of external pressure and a lot of like, you know, like society has like a certain norm, a certain standard for black men to have, well, not just black men, just men in general, right? But society has a certain standard for men, and I think that there's a point where the pressure kind of gets to us, and I think that's the one commonality I saw. I mean, the stories were diverse, the stories were different, but you can see that it's external pressure. So, you know, one of my friends, he's in the movie, he's a public speaker, and even he himself, there's a part of the movie that I had to take it back because like it was so personal. I was like, I had to take it back because he was really reflecting on what society would think. Everything that he achieved, he's like, what are they gonna think now when they hear this thing? And so it's like, yeah, that's the one thing that they all have in common.
That's
you know
cool.
what we all have in common.
So this took you about like the whole summer one time to do, and including research, probably all over the place and things. I guess what's your proudest moment about this? When you finished it and you finished editing, you looked back and you reflected on it. What was the biggest part that stuck out to you? Was it the interviews or was it the process of making the movie?
So interestingly enough, it was my first ever documentary. So it was my first.
Oh, this is your first ever documentary at that too. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm researching mental health and black males' mental health and talking to these guys, and I'm also learning how to make a documentary as I go. So shout out to everyone that was on crew that helped me out. Thank you so much. The biggest thing for me was, you know, we took the film to Long Beach for the National Undergraduate Research Symposium. And I showed the film there, and I didn't realize the impact that the film had until the next day. You know, one of the professors that went with us on the trip, he came out to me, or I saw him actually, and he was like, I had to leave.
Really?
And he was like, I had to like walk out like as soon as the movie was done.
Yeah.
And I was like,
did you hate it? Was it
bad? What do you mean? And he was like, I just couldn't cry in front of these people.
Oh wow.
He was like, I couldn't do it. I had to like walk out because I related so much to this one character in your film.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And what hit me is like, he's a white guy.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, yo, like you related to what he was going through, and it made me realize that the film isn't just about one specific community. It's about like men in general.
Men in general. I think that's such a not an interesting, but like such a hardcore topic, because the other day with the whole what's the movie that's out now with Taraji?
Oh, I heard
Straw.
about that. Yeah.
Oh, straw.
Someone online was like, I wish somebody would make a movie like this about single fathers and the things that they'll go
John
through.
Q.
That's a John Q, Daddy's Little
Yeah,
Girls,
out there.
like things like that. But I think that it's more, I think they wanted something deeper. And that's what this kind of reminds me of. I haven't seen the film yet, and I'm going to definitely watch it.
Yes.
But, you know, like digging into men's, especially black men's mental health, I feel like that's such a scary place to even be in because black men don't usually talk. They don't really feel like they have support.
Yeah.
They don't feel like people are listening to them. And, you know, they'll see these movies on film and they'll be like, but what about us? We deal with some crazy stuff too. And I appreciate you for doing that because especially from a black man, you know, it's black men that have to really kind of look out for each other because it's important. And this seems like such an important film. So I'm nervous.
Tell us where can we find the film? Where can we see the film? Where do we see you? Where the other things you've done?
So the film is going to be at the Roxbury Film Festival on June 24th.
Yeah.
The festival starts tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. But on the 24th, I believe the window is from 7 to 10.
Yep.
There'll be, I believe, 3 short films being featured that night, and mine is the last one.
And piggybacking on what you just said, so it's like a black men's kind of symposium, it seems like. So it's Shorts, The Things We Carry, hosted by a Triggered Life podcast, and Keith Maskell is a friend of ours.
Shout out to Keith Maskell.
So it's going to be, it looks like it's 4 short films that are being shown, your film, and along with 3 other ones, but that are by black men as well.
Okay.
And it's going to be a talk. It's being hosted by Triggered Life. It's Tuesday from 7:30 to 10. At Mass Art 621 Huntington Ave. That seems like really interesting. And then is there going to be like a Q&A with you and all that after?
I believe there is a Q&A session afterwards. Again, this is my first one.
Yeah.
So how does, well, let's go to that.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Like this is your first documentary, your first film, and radio interviews, talks, all kinds of stuff. Like what is that as a black man? That is mental.
Yeah.
How does that work? How are you dealing with that type of support?
I'm taking it one day at a time.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I give God all the glory. I thank God for every opportunity, you know, every chance to be able to do something that's going to impact somebody else in a positive way.
Yeah.
And so all of this is just an outcome of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm taking it a step at a time. I was nervous walking in here. I'm probably gonna be nervous walking into the film festival. I'm gonna be nervous sitting there. I'm like, this is my first time doing all this, like, you know. But
that everything that you're saying is exactly what your film is about. You got to make sure that you keep that in check too, and that you're talking to whoever you need to talk to. Because although it's not tragic that you're going through this, it is a different type of experience, you know. So it's spotlight, it is questions, it is like you really got to figure things out. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this journey that you're about to be on and what this film is going to do for not only you, but your brand and everything that you're building. Are you working on anything else right now at the time?
So I am penning something.
Okay.
Yeah,
is this another documentary or are you going to go into filming?
So I'm actually filming.
I mean, it's the same thing. Yeah.
So the documentary was supposed to be interwoven with a fictional film.
Okay.
And my mentor for that film said, you know, not to do that because it could be a standalone film on its own.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I'm working on that. The draft is nearly done. As of right now, the working name is Marcus's Melody.
Marcus's Melody.
Yeah,
okay, that sounds deep.
Or The Last Melody. I was driving in. I'm like, you know, I might change it to The Last Melody. You know, but the
let me think about this.
Yeah,
I'm really so that's really like the creative.
Marcus's Last Melody.
It's a creative process, but the idea is like intergenerational kind of like trauma that doesn't get dealt with.
Oh,
And the character Marcus is the end result of what happens if we don't deal with our own trauma and if we push it down to the next generation.
You pushing the lines. Okay, I like that.
So maybe the people will get what they're asking for. This straw from a black male perspective. Is this your career now?
Being a filmmaker.
Yeah, great, good.
Is that what you went to school for?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so put that degree to you.
Well,
So how many produced films or features do you have right now?
I don't have any features yet,
Okay.
feature length films.
Yeah.
Nothing yet.
Okay.
And so Marcus's last melody, would that be, that's another short?
It's gonna be another short.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel
Are
like
shorts harder than the long one, or the long form? The long form, because you have to pack a lot of information into 10 minutes. Like, how do you?
So it's a lot of intentionality,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So everything that is written down has to be intentional. So with every scene with every scene, it has to like move the plot forward.
Yeah.
So how do you do that without, with the restraint of time? So I'm using a lot of like, back scenes and stuff like that, or like cut scenes, and I'm using words that like bring forth the emotion that I need to bring forth.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do.
Like I'm not drawing it along.
We spoke to Tonya Magris. She is from WGBH. I could be all wrong, but she did a short film too, and we did watch that. And I was like, how do you get everything into 15 minutes?
Yeah.
But that's a special talent. So again, I'm really excited for you. I'm excited about the journey that this would take you on, and just all of the support that you're getting now with this film. I think it's going to be a big deal.
Thank you.
And I want you to be prepared for that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we got our full support. Send us the movie. We want to watch too.
Yeah.
Well,
we want to watch it.
Pull up at the film festival.
I will. That.
Yeah, I especially want to go to that event.
Yeah.
That seems really nice. It's
When
$5 tickets for that. It's June 24th.
June 24th.
Yeah, so it's a week from today. Next
give
Tuesday.
us all the stats.
Yeah.
But it's a week-long festival from June 19th to the 27th.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so it starts, what's that, Friday? No, Thursday. It starts Thursday, Juneteenth. And then through the 27th. But that specific event is going to be on June 24th from 7:30 to 10. And it's going to be Mass Art, I think it said it was.
It's at Mass Art,
yeah. And it's 4 short films by Black men. And it's going to be a Q&A hosted by Keith Maskell and his wife.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm going. We going.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll see you
Let me
there.
go beg for some tickets right now. It's free?
No,
it's $5.
$5.
Yeah.
$5. This is
But the whole schedule for the film
recession.
festival is there, and of course during the Roxbury Film Festival, there's such an array of films and so many things. They're having like a dinner and a movie at the for Haley House Cafe, and it's the movie that night is about Black maternal mortality. And a whole bunch of things going on. But anyhow, come out to see.
Yes, please.
To see this film,
Please.
And support this young man and his endeavors and the things he's doing, because he's going to be a big name, and you can say that you saw him first on Spark FM.
Exclusive.
It was so nice having you here, Giovanni. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
And we will see you on Tuesday.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
We got to take some pictures so that we can document this time with you.
Yes.
And sign it, because we want all of the smoke when it was like, we was there first.
Absolutely.
Yes. Giovanni, thank you so much. We'll go to another quick commercial break so that we can come back with our national and entertainment news. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
What is this, Doctor?
This is Spark of New England, Spark FM.
Bringing the heat back to the airwaves.
Turn us up.
All right, let's take a look.
Praise the Lord, City of Boston. This is Brother Chris right here on Spark FM.
Come on, sing it.
Bringing you Sunday morning worship each and every Sunday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. Let's get our praise on. Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton, alongside my co-host Big Trini, right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the #1 place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the Avenue.
Got a side hustle you want to turn into a real business? Thinking of expanding your brand or launching your next big idea? Then this is for you. It's Vibes and Ventures, a 3-part Caribbean business series designed to empower you, the entrepreneurs, creatives, and small business owners of our community. Join us at the Spark Media and Culture Center, 1195 Blue Hill Ave, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And yes, it's completely free. June 5th, getting your paperwork right. June 12th, brick and mortar and commercial acquisitions. June 26th, marketing and social media strategy. Meet some of Boston's most successful Caribbean entrepreneurs, get expert advice, and build the connections you need to take your hustle to the next level. This is your moment. Don't miss it. Vibes and Ventures, where business meets culture and community turns vision into legacy.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Friends Lifestyle Group presents their 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. It's the Animal Print Edition. Happens to be Saturday, July the 19th. Boarding times at 7 p.m. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. There's going to be 2 floors of music. Your Latin DJ, DJ Sergio, DJ Alfredito, DJ Yobi, and your Caribbean DJ, Q Major, and Vital Rhythms. Featuring live performances by Your Fugo, Punta Group, and Tempo Rhythm International. Sound system provided by Ross Entertainment. This is all going to be taking place at 70 Rose Wharf. Get your tickets right now at togetherness.eventbrite.com. Regular tickets are $65. Same day tickets are $75. It's a 21 plus event. And do remember there's a drinks inclusive party bus available to and from the dock for only $60. For more information, contact 617-719-3972 or 646-379-4889. It's a 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. Get your tickets now.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Boston New Works Festival, taking place June 26th to June 29th at the Calderwood Pavilion and the Boston Center for the Arts. The Boston New Works Festival is a weekend-long festival of celebrating new original plays by local playwrights. 7 original plays, 5 different stages, and 1 wild weekend. Tickets are $25 per show. Pay what you wish. Tickets are available at the box office. Get your tickets now at bostontheaterscene.com. That's June 26th to June 29th. The Boston New Works Festival.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information. Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you know man swear the way you are gonna see a million. We got it gon' go long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I know that life is not easy. No say we are for win. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats and much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Tues.
All right, we are back. Spark FM Online, number 1 for urban and Caribbean music. This is Saucy and Friends in the morning, and it's time for us to get into our National Musica. New is Sika. Not a mean bone in her body. Former Brookline Select Board member attended Harvard with slain Minnesota State Rep. I found out today. I won't go. I found out today they even killed the people dog. They killed the people dog. His name was Gizmo. And they killed his dog, their dog too. They shot those people in their house and they killed the dog.
The one guy, because there was only one guy.
Who's one guy?
The one guy did the killing. You said they killed.
I'd say everything they.
Okay.
They, whoever it was, 'cause I don't know who they are. He killed, the man killed the guy from the thingy.
Who's this?
This is the senator, the state senator who her husband got assassinated, and then the man tried to assassinate somebody else as well. But they only got shot up. They didn't get dead. And that's terrible. That is terrible. That is so terrible. That story is just, when you think about this, that nobody has been assassinated since JFK. And y'all out here just doing whatever you want. And that's crazy. That is crazy.
So,
I mean, we don't necessarily need to hear her talk about how good her friend was. No. We understand. She was. So over the weekend, right before the No Kings parade and the Trump's birthday, a man came. It was reported that a senator and her husband had died, and that there was another senator and their husband who had got shot up. Somebody came in, we don't know who the guy is, and shot these two people. Shot the woman and her husband, and then they shot he shot the other man and their husband. They survived. So that's pretty much the story.
From Massachusetts?
I don't know if they're from Massachusetts.
Minnesota.
Oh.
But this lady is talking about her, and I guess she's from Massachusetts or something. Crazy. So yeah, that's crazy. That's a horrible, horrible situation. Trump officials reverse purse on immigration raids targeting farms and hotels. This is exactly why they call him Taco. They call him Taco because Trump always chickens out. Mm-hmm. And in this, Trump officials reverse pause on immigration raids. So the other day, he wrote this big statement on his Truth Social that, let's just get into this. I can't read. Is there a video there or anything?
I got you. Give me a minute.
Tony, can you get into this while we...
Yep.
The Trump officials.
Trump officials reverse pause on immigration raids targeting farms and hotels. The Trump administration is reportedly reversing a recently formulated plan to refrain from conducting immigration raids against undocumented migrants in the agricultural, hotel, and restaurant industries just days after adopting the original policy.
He's such a boob.
The Department of Homeland Security announced the return to raids on such workers on Monday morning, call with representatives from 30 immigration and customs enforcement fields.
Statement today about farmers. Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you go into a farm and you look and people they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
What? But so yesterday we talked about how they were going to stop deporting the people. Now he's saying that he's taking that back. They can go back in and start taking these people. He reversed the pause on immigration raids.
He reversed the pause after. So now it doesn't care about the farmers.
No, it doesn't care about the farmers.
Or the hotels.
No.
Is there a reason why he reversed it again?
No, it doesn't say. It says last week the department announced it would be pausing worksite enforcement investigation operations across the industries in question after the president admitted his attempts to rapidly deport millions of people were draining workers from their sectors, and he made that foolish speech that we just heard. But now he reinforced the message later that day in remarks, our farmers are being hurt badly, da-da-da-da-da. The message was at odds with what the White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, the architect of much of the administration's immigration policy. Miller had argued for the validity of rapidly deporting all undocumented immigrants, arguing that opposition from Democrats in places such as Los Angeles to raids targeting those without criminal records were tantamount to trying to overthrow the U.S. government. The split came as the Trump administration ordered hundreds of Marines and thousands of National Guards into L.A. in response to widespread protests across against immigration raids there. By Sunday, the brief moment of goodwill seemed to evaporate, and the president was once again calling for mass deportation raids across the country, telling ICE agents in a Truth Social post to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the single largest mass deportation program in history. You don't hear about sanctuary cities in our heartland, the president added, despite having just entertained giving unlawful migrants in rural farming communities a reprieve from deportations earlier that week. Trump administration officials, including Miller, have been pushing immigration agents to ramp up the pace of deportations with a goal of 3,000 ICE protests every day, ICE arrest every day, though the administration has acknowledged it is not yet hitting this target. In the meantime, ICE could reportedly run out of money as soon as next month amid the administration's wide-ranging deportation efforts. And people feel strongly about this subject because there are 4.4 thousand comments on this one article.
I'm just so confused about it.
Yeah.
There is a way to do this without doing what you're doing, and I wonder why it has to be that way.
Yeah.
So the problem is not necessarily the lack of legal workers. The problem is the lack of incentive for legal workers to work as a farmhand.
Yeah.
It's always paid very little for a monumental amount of work. Good luck finding an effective solution to that problem.
Yeah. And the person that replied to that said, it would have to pay like $40 an hour to attract fit, disciplined citizens. You know, people who tend to already be employed doing more advanced jobs.
Yeah.
And that would almost immediately translate to food costing 3 times as much. Just those first 2 comments. That's crazy.
Just want everyone to know what actually happened.
Yeah.
They got behind a closed room door and figured out which farms are their loyal supporters, as well as restaurants and hotels. Of course, they're not going to touch any of the Trump hotels either.
Yep.
So now that they have the list of who they not to raid, then they will. And that makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
If you don't support me, your farmers got to go.
Yeah.
And if you do, they can stay. And I think that that's also a very tacky message too.
Yeah.
It's very tacky.
Yeah.
I don't, this dude is different.
There was a video of a farmer a few months ago who said if Trump starts deporting farm workers, then the United States would be out of food within 3 weeks. That's a very plausible outcome. Roughly 70% of farm workers are immigrants, with an estimated 42% being undocumented. What do you think will happen to the food supply if you deport 70% of the workers?
Whatever.
I guess we're going to see. I guess we're going to have to see. Trump calls for a real end to the Iran nuke program and hints war to escalate. So I think the G7 is happening now.
And then I was listening today, he removed himself from the G7 meeting so that he can have an emergency meeting on Iran.
Yeah, he said, I didn't say I was looking for a ceasefire, Mr. Trump told reporters on Air Force One after cutting short his time at the G7 summit in Canada. Earlier, the president said on his Truth Social platform that French President Emmanuel Macron had mistakenly said that I left the G7 summit in Canada to go back to D.C. to work on a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Wrong. He has no idea why I'm now on my way to Washington, but it certainly has nothing to do with ceasefire, much bigger than that. He's such a child. That is something that a kindergartner would say.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Trump predicted that Israel would not slow in its assault on Iran, which has largely decapitated the Islamic Republic's military command and inflicted significant damage to its controversial nuclear program. You're going to find out over the next 2 days. You're going to find out. Nobody slowed up so far, he said, hours after issuing an ominous warning that all of Tehran's roughly 10 million inhabitants should immediately evacuate.
That's the problem. He's a child.
Yeah.
He's a child, and it's like putting a child in a toy store and saying you can do whatever you want. There's no limits. There'll be some people that tell you can't do stuff, but you just do it anyways.
Yeah.
And then if you do it anyways, then you could always just go back and do it. And I think I think America is such a joke.
Yeah.
It's such a joke, and that sucks that we're about to go into war and we're going to have a commander-in-chief that is an absolute joke and who has the codes to all of our nuclear weapons.
Yeah, Mr. Trump suggested that the reason he didn't want to stay in Canada was because he couldn't confidently monitor developments in the Middle East. He said he could be more well-versed in the White House Situation Room.
You could be more well versed if you would read your briefs in the morning.
He don't know nothing that's going on anyway.
Not a friggin' thing.
He has no clue about any of the things.
Unless little drunken hex that's being like, we should throw a bomb. Yeah, let's do it.
He says
he signed it.
He's also avoiding cell phones. I don't believe in telephones because people like you listen to them, he told reporters on the plane.
Yo.
And wait.
Being on the scene.
That's why he has the T1 mobile phone now. Trump has officially released his Trump Gold phone that you can get on the market for $450, and the monthly bills start at $47. $47. It's a real thing. Look it up.
They said the president said it was possible he could send Special Envoy Steve Witkoff or Vice President J.D. Vance or both to meet with Iranian negotiators, but it depends on what happens when I get back to Washington. I don't know, Mr. Trump said. I'm not so much in the mood to negotiate. Y'all, this is the president of the United States of America, USA. God bless America, life, liberty, and whatever the other shit is.
Yeah.
Talking like this. I'm not in the mood to negotiate. I don't want to do it.
I don't care.
I don't care, and I
don't want to
hate
be
it.
in this meeting.
I'm getting on my plane and going back home.
On the plane that somebody gave me.
No, he don't have that one yet.
Oh, because that has to be
It
outfitted.
has to be retrofitted. It has to pimp my plane.
They got to take it down and rebuild it safely for him, which is stupid.
Pimp my plane. Exhibit should go do a show. Pimp my plane. Anyhow, I hate him. CDC vaccine advisors who were removed from committee by RFK speak out. So RFK fired all the vaccine advisors.
I mean, makes sense, right?
The 17 members of a federal vaccine advisory committee who were ousted last week argued their abrupt dismissal has left the U.S. vaccine program critically weakened. Meanwhile, we have a measles outbreak or something like that in Massachusetts. The group, speaking collectively for the first time since Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. dismissed them, said his actions have stripped the program of the institutional knowledge and continuity that have been essential into its success over decades in an editorial published Monday in the Journal of American Medical Association. In an unprecedented move last week, Kennedy dismissed each of the 17 members of the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, or ACIP, noting in an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal that a clean sweep is needed to reestablish public confidence in vaccine science.
Is a researcher who examines vaccinations, tobacco use, medical screenings, and other cancer-related health behaviors. Noel is a distinguished professor in the public health at the University of North Carolina, and he advised the president's cancer panel under both the Obama and Trump administrations. Noel, appreciate you joining us today. I'm just curious, did you even see this coming, and how did you find out that you were fired?
None of us saw this coming. And all of us found out in a similar way. Journalists reached out to us and said, hey, there's this editorial in the Wall Street Journal, and you're fired. It was a big surprise. Shocking, really.
Well, let's talk about your research. In particular, for the HPV vaccine, you were tasked to study what works to not only increase trust in that vaccine, but other vaccines. So what did you learn in that process? And, getting us all on board to trust various vaccines and know that they are safe?
The most important thing for getting people to trust a vaccine is having a healthcare provider tell them, this is the one for you. Your kid needs this. I recommend it. Let's do this today. That's how we get people to trust vaccines. The ACIP committee was working on trying to identify what the best things to do with the age of HPV vaccination. It turns out it's probably best to give it 9. To start vaccination at 9, that's one of the things we were considering. And another was to reduce the number of HPV vaccine doses from 2 down to 1. There's good evidence for that. 55 countries have already made this decision, and the U.S. was moving in that direction as well. I hope that the new ACIP committee will continue this work.
We've already seen RFK Jr.
There's a new one. He formed a new one
for COVID.
Okay.
Are you worried about
a new CDC?
Next?
A new ACIP advisory committee on immunization.
There's been a lot of discussion about what RFK Jr. did in his own way, which was a bit off the cuff, or maybe there are people around it, but it felt sudden from the outside, I'll say that. And it's not that far from what the committee itself was doing. ACIP was already considering a risk-based approach so that healthy adults would only get HPV vaccine if they were in a high-risk group or if there was some other indication. But they would
I mean, because it's all bad news.
Yeah.
There's nothing that there's no safety here.
Yep. Kennedy claimed that the panel was plagued by conflicts of interest and was a rubber stamp for all vaccines. 2 days later, he appointed 8 new members, some with previous ties to Kennedy. A few have previously espoused vaccine skeptical viewpoints, sharing ideas in line with the Kennedy's prior comments. Prior to announcing the new members, Kennedy told ABC News that new ACIP members would not be anti-vaxxers, but credentialed scientists and physicians who are going to be objective and follow evidence-based medicine.
I want him out. It sounds cool. I want him out. I want that whole administrative panel out. If we can't get Donald Trump out, they need to compromise with us and take all of those people out. And what we're seeing now is the fact that these people should be elected on too. I don't think that the president should just come in and be able to appoint whoever he wants to. They go through Congress. If Congress has both houses, they pass through without any objection or without anybody caring about anything that anybody's saying. There needs to be a different way. After Trump, they need to sit down in a room and devise a new constitution just based on rules that people cannot break.
I don't know I don't know what's going on. And I bet you know what's crazy too is that I bet you Trump has no idea what's going on.
He's just like us.
Yeah.
Like he has no idea what's going on, except that he's handed a piece of paper and a non-automatic pen, and he's said, "Here, sign this real quick. We got to do this." Make some blubbering remark about some blubbering stupidness, and then they'll all love you again. And I hate y'all for that.
Well, yeah. So speaking of Elon Musk, he has posted his urine drug test results showing that he tested negative for narcotics.
We believe the richest man in the world can have a real positive DNA test. DNA.
Drug
test?
Right.
Like, are you kidding me? I know people. I know Lil John from down the street that always got a clean drug test, and he's stay high. So what are we talking about here?
This man took a pregnancy test and it had a negative result, and he gonna post it talking about
100%. 100%. Like, I don't understand. Why would we believe this? Like, what would I believe of this? I don't care. Even if you sent it to an anonymous testing site, I'm pretty sure you sent you spent $100 with it so they can make sure that it's clean.
Yep.
Dash with that.
Yeah, they said that he was taking a bombshell New York Times report published last month alleged that Musk, Trump's biggest donor, was taking ketamine, ecstasy, and magic mushrooms, quoting people familiar with his activities. On Tuesday, weeks after the allegation surfaced, Musk posted on X the alleged results of a lab test conducted on June 11th by Fastest Labs of South Austin. The results, which became available 5 days after his urine sample was taken, showed negative results for amphetamines, ecstasy, cocaine, ketamine, cannabinoids, and fentanyl. Musk did not test positive for any drugs in his system, according to results he posted. Prior to posting the results, Musk shared a post from an ex-user that read, "If Elon is on drugs, I want what he's having." The allegations in the Times report relate to his alleged use of drugs in 2024, and a test completed in June would not have been able to detect substance abuse from more than 6 months ago. Exactly, Elon Musk. Come on.
And not only that, but those drugs that he was accused of taking, they don't stay in your system.
That's what it says right here, which can detect drugs in the body from a shorter time period compared to a hair follicle test, which can typically detect drugs in the system for up to 3 months. So yeah, that wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, I think, and this is what they think of us too.
Yep.
Like, they think that we're idiots and that we're stupid and that we don't see right through a drug test. Like, it's a drug test, bro. It's a drug test.
And I could have edited this drug test on Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk, you ain't saying nothing.
I mean, they did such a great job photoshopping MS-13 on Kilmar's hand.
I mean, so much so that Trump believed it.
Exactly.
Yep. And then you use the Trump cell phone is there. You can Sauce has it there in a little post. The Trump organization announces the $499 smartphone and mobile plan set to launch later this year.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, the service will offer a $47.45, $47.45. Monthly plan
He's
that
a great
includes
marketer.
unlimited talk, text, and data, plus roadside assistance and telehealth and pharmacy benefits.
Don't we not? Ain't he cutting all of that anyways?
Yeah. The company also plans to launch a $499 smartphone called the T1, which comes in a gold-colored metal case with an American flag engraved on it. The new venture operates under a licensing deal that allows the use of Donald Trump's names. Yeah. Trump Mobile. Oh, it's a whole new service.
Yeah, it's completely different. It's T1 Mobile. It's not T-Mobile. It's Trump One Mobile.
A new mobile service called Trump Mobile is set to launch in September. Well then,
I thought as a president, when you're president, you're not supposed to be able to make. Trump seems like he's made more money than any other president while being president.
Because this is all a reality show that we're living in under this Trump administration. The very, very fact that the man just said just now, they pretty much said to us, "You're fired." Isn't that what they've been doing all throughout? We are living in The Apprentice.
Donald Trump, 12 months ago, his political prospects were shaky, his financial future nightmarish. He had an estimated $413 million of cash on his balance sheet and $454 million fraud judgment against him in New York. While New York Attorney General Letitia James mused about seizing his assets, I look at 40 Wall Street each day and every day. Trump did what he does best. He fought, he sold, he won. The result, America's 47th president has more than doubled his estimated fortune from $2.3 billion to $5.1 billion.
Yeah.
While a sitting president in less than 6 months.
Yeah.
You doubled your billions of fortunes.
Yeah. That's somebody in the comments asked, how is he even allowed to do this? And so somebody said, laws mean nothing if representatives put in place don't uphold it.
Yep, 100%.
That's it. It's crazy. This is crazy. Is it true? Yes.
Absolutely, 100%. They've been talking about this for a while, about how legitimately he has made more money than anybody else in the presidency. His whole cabinet, like they're insider trading. There was a story yesterday about Marjorie Tyler Greene or whatever that
MTG.
She just did some insider trading just now and ended up her stocks up like 70% or some bullshit like that.
Why though? Because she's a rebel rouser.
Yep.
She's a rebel rouser. Cardi B shared photos of Blossom's face for the first time yesterday. We're rolling right into the entertainment news because we're in the interest of time. So Cardi B shares 4 photos of her daughter Blossom's face and new family snaps. It is you, Miss Blossom Bells. The rapper shares 3 children with a strange husband, Offset. Oh, look at that!
Isn't it cute?
Cardi B is sharing snaps of her children enjoying the summer season on Monday. The proud mother of 3 posted the Instagram carousel of her daughters, Culture Kiari, Cephas, Wave Set Cephas, and Blossom, who she shares with Offset. The uploads mark the first time Cardi has posted photos of her youngest child's face. The Grammy-winning rapper 32 also added a series of sweet snaps of her children poolside. She kicked off the social media post with an adorable picture of Blossom smiling as she sported a hot pink swimsuit with a floral Louis Vuitton scarf sitting atop her head. Other photos of the baby included her and her mouth agape, as well as smiling with more accessories from the fashion house. Oh, look at that. Another image showed the rapper holding her cheerful baby who was wearing a different designer scarf as she smiled and held on to her mother. The baby got a Louis Vuitton purse. Hey. And look at Culture with her whole Louis Vuitton set. And then Wave Set Cephas.
So Wave Set
is this name.
His father's Offset.
Oh. That name just so black.
Wave Set Cephas. That last name is...
It was Culture Kiari.
Culture Kiari.
And then Blossom.
And Blossom Cephas.
Tony, I don't know what happened to your camera, but you all...
Where am I?
Hey.
Where I go? Where I are? Where I go?
I don't know, but...
Yeah. I see her right there. Where I go?
That's her laptop. But when I
move. What else do we have? I mean, of course, just Diddy updates. Oh, Matthew Perry, doctor, to plead guilty. So, physician charged in connection with Matthew Perry's death has agreed to plead guilty to distributing ketamine to the Friend star, according to a plea agreement filed on Monday. Dr. Salvador Plasencia, known as Dr. P, was one of 5 people charged last year, stemming from the investigation into Perry's death in October of 2023. Plasencia faces up to 40 years in prison for the 4 counts of distribution of ketamine. Plasencia of Santa Monica had previously faced a variety of charges, including altering and falsifying.
Isn't that just placenta?
Placencia.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was charged with altering and falsifying documents or records related to the federal investigation. His attorney did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So that is that with him there. What else do we have? Just more Diddy updates. Do you want to do the Diddy updates, Sauce? Can you? Or
yes. What has been going on? I was reading my updates yesterday.
Oh no, I'm over it.
Yeah, like he's nasty.
He is nasty. And like, when is it going to be over? What week are we in now?
This is
like
week
4. So this is what's happening right now. His jurors are being taken out. One was taken out yesterday.
There's
the juror's dismissal was due to concerns about where he lives. He kept on telling them that he lived in different places, and I guess that's a thing because they don't know who he is. The juror was removed despite repeated objections from Combs' defense lawyers. A juror in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial was dismissed by the judge. Juror number 6, a 41-year-old black man who said during the jury selection process known as voir dire, I don't know what that means, that he was...
That was the word I couldn't get yesterday.
Is that a part of the court, or is that his name?
No, that's not his name. That's a court something
term
that happens, yeah.
So whatever.
What's
that
it called?
Term,
how do you say it?
Voir dire?
Voir dire.
Somebody.
That's the one that you was... That was the word you were saying yesterday.
That he was a fan of 90s hip-hop and reggaeton, was removed by the U.S. District Aaron Submaranian after the judge said he had reservations about the juror's inconsistent statements concerning where he lived. What if he's unhoused?
Yeah. So it's a voir dire. It's a preliminary examination of a witness or juror by a judge or counsel.
The judge said that he was concerned the juror was trying to shade his answers in order to remain a juror in the hip-hop mogul's federal trial. He probably was. He wanted to see all of them videos and all them sex tapes. He wanted to see all of that. I think right now in the trial, the defense says they have about 5 more witnesses to call.
The prosecution,
Yep,
okay.
and then 3 other, like, accountability or witness affirmers or something like that. They were talking last to I don't remember what it was, but they were just reading videos between KK, the security D-Rod or whatever like that. A lot of things that P. Diddy never erased out of his phone. They was very, very lax with their communication, buying drugs and stuff. So right now they're really kind of just set up the RICO case betterer. But I think they've already proved their case, and I think that Diddy's all set until Trump pardons him.
And then, I mean, I think that it's going to be the defense case, because that still needs to be presented, right? The defense case, because right now it's just all prosecution.
Yep,
so I think that that's going to be just very interesting to watch, because I think it's going to be very Trump-esque.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of foolishness.
Entertainment.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
They also said that this black man that they've removed from the jury now has been replaced with a dad from Westchester, a white man. And so that was a reason why yesterday we heard that his defense was moving for a mistrial, calling on racism, saying that racism somehow had a thing to do with that. I don't understand why. Why? It's not that. And that's it. So that's the big things that are going on right now. Sex and the City, the new season of and there it is coming out soon. What's it called? And Just Like That.
What?
And just like, the Sex and the City, what you call it? So the new season is coming out soon.
Not sequel.
The
spin-off.
Yeah.
Season.
Spin-off.
Yes.
Oh.
And that's that. So that's
There's
it.
a spin-off. Who's calling for that?
No, it's been out. It's been out for a long time.
Y'all see there's gonna be a spin-off of Martin coming out? The Varnell Hill show? Have you heard about
who's
that?
Varnell Hill?
Varnell Hill, played by what's the skinny dude? Farnell Hill. Y'all remember the dude, the show that was the Martin show that was in Martin? The show that was.
This guy.
Yeah, what's his name? I can't remember.
Varnell Hill on Martha's show. Is this the real one or is this
Varnell Hill?
Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davis. There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson getting the spinoff of
Where
Martin
the hell
show.
did
Of Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Tommy. First of all, Tommy Davidson is hella corny. I met him once.
I saw him.
once.
Hilarious. When they used to do the comedy thing down in Faneuil Hall, I went to see him one time.
He's funny.
I mean, that was 80 years ago, and
80.
and he was. I think he was like in Living Color at that time, so he might have been funny then. But he's hella corny.
Yeah,
he's hella corny. He was in that movie with Jamie Foxx. What is it? Booty Call, right?
Yep.
Yep. That was silly.
Yep.
There's fresh picks for the week. Fresh picks for the week in R&B and hip hop. India Shawn, Cash Cobain, CK, and Smiley. So while protest parades and promises of world-dominated global headlines, the world of hip hop and R&B offered a few pockets of reprieve. Nicki Minaj reemerged on a remix of Lil Wayne's Band from N.O., which found the rap queen taking aim at Shannon Sharp, prompting a response from the sports media personality.
What happened to Shannon? Did he still do his whatchamacallit?
He got a little quiet.
They still been releasing there.
What happened? What was the thing? Oh, the little young girl that he was messing with. While YMCMB OGs linked up, Kendrick Lamar and SZA brought their blockbuster Grand National Tour to Toronto's Rogers Centre for 2 fiery nights in Drake's hometown. Back in the States, Jay-Z lost his $1 million NBA Finals bet on the Indiana Pacers, won Game 6. For what it's worth, the Carter household will almost certainly recoup that loss once Beyonce wraps up her staggering 6-night Cowboy Carter Tour mini residency at London's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Monday night. I heard that she left the stage crying because she was so emotional. In less savory news, 2 of hip-hop's most controversial figures, Ye, formerly known as Kanye, and Diddy, had a crossover moment when the former visited the latter during his ongoing sex trafficking trial in New York on Friday. So yeah, Ye was
he
at
made
court.
a big to do when he showed up at court the other day.
What he went there for? With Fresh Picks, Billboard aims to highlight some of the best and most interesting new sounds across R&B and hip hop. The Nems and Lotto's new link up to Drake and Smiley's swing at Summer Hit. But be sure to check out these week's Fresh Picks from our playlist. India Shawn's Kill Switch. Dawn and Esty Nack has a song called Carvel. Anna's Desolé. CK and Sabrina Claudio again. CK is the one that's saying that's CK. That one. You know the song. Yes, the song.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's CK. And then Aaron Page's For Real and Nems and Lotto have a song called Art. Smiley featuring Drake, Tumaza, and Cash Cobain with Only Heaven, Sick and Tired. So those are some songs for you guys to check out through the week. And then her and Chris Brown have come through to #1 on adult R&B airplay chart. That's awesome. I'm gonna listen to that because I love that song. Come through. So that's that, you guys.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys know that Kendrick Lamar has a song that has been on a Billboard chart for 2 years?
Yeah, and his
They
album.
Not Like Us?
No. What is the name? What is it?
Squabble Up.
Nope. It's Tell us.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what it is, but it's been on the Billboard chart for 2 years.
All right, people. It's way past our time. We have to go. You guys stay blessed. Be great. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Tues.
Friends Lifestyle Group presents their 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. It's the Animal Print Edition. Happens to be Saturday, July the 19th. 40 times at 7 p.m. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. There's going to be 2 floors of music. Your Latin DJ, DJ Sergio, DJ Alfredito, DJ Yomi, and your Caribbean DJ, Q Major, and Vital Rhythms. Featuring live performances by Yo Fugo, Junta Group, and Tempo Rhythm International. Sound system provided by Ross Entertainment. This is all going to be taking place at 70 Rose Wharf. Get your tickets right now at togetherness.eventbrite.com. Regular tickets are $65. Same day tickets are $75. It's a 21+ event. And do remember there's a drinks included. exclusive party bus available to and from the dock for only $60. For more information, contact 617-719-3972 or 646-379-4889. It's a 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. Get your tickets now.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
Got a side hustle you want to turn into a real business? Thinking of expanding your brand or launching your next big idea? Then this is for you. It's Vibes and Ventures, a 3-part Caribbean business series designed to empower you, the entrepreneurs, creatives, and small business owners of our community. Join us at the Spark Media and Culture Center, 1195 Blue Hill Ave, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And yes, it's completely free. June 5th, getting your paperwork right. June 12th, brick and mortar and commercial acquisitions. June 26th, marketing and social media strategy. Meet some of Boston's most successful Caribbean entrepreneurs, get expert advice, and build the connections you need to take your hustle to the next level. This is your moment. Don't miss it. Vibes and Ventures, where business meets culture and community turns vision into legacy.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need